shit's in the safe. Got me a spot out the way. Nigga just tryna be safe.
Let's get to the sports talk.
So I have no problem them going down this road.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this is just all about Doug Marrone.
He started 8 games.
He started 8 games, so that's that's half a season.
To me, that's half a season. Then, I mean, half a season last year, Baker Mayfield wouldn't be what people thought he was going into this.
Gardner Minshew is a 6th-rounder, though, starting half a season, over 61% completion, 14 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
That's not terrible.
That doesn't look awful. Now, certainly made some, without doubt, rookie mistakes, but nobody thought they'd be counting on him at all. I think he did a pretty good job.
I guess I'm just saying the 2 games before this for Nick Foles, now I don't remember contextually what they look like, but if you're just reading box scores, he completed 66% of his passes, 70% of his passes. One game went 0-0, one game 2 touchdowns and 1 interception, and then the last game. So if we're talking about sample sizes, dude had 2 games coming back before you gave him the yank because Doug Marrone is afraid of losing his job. Like, this is one of those moves that just reeks of, all right, we needed something to help us win in this game, and now I feel like I can't go back, and so we're going to do that. But if Gardner Minshew bottoms out, he's going to throw Nick Foles back in there.
Absolutely
like,
right.
This is going to be Doug Marrone trying to campaign to keep his job by winning as much as...
He might not keep his job. Either way it goes. It shows you. And even though he been back playing for 2 games, but it shows you it's different when people game playing for you. Everyone in Philadelphia wanted him to stay, but it's a different type of style. When you gotta play against a guy that come off the bench, you ain't got no game plan for him. As far as when you're a starter, now they game plan for you. Look at the difference now. 2 games. He ain't do nothing for him in 2 games. They ain't even give him opportunity to showcase anything else. It shows you it's a different type of thing when you're a starter. When you coming off the bench, it's different. They going back to Gardner Minshew. Like, he was hot in the first half. Then, now everybody know what he could do. He got in, he ain't do that much better. He got him halfway back into the game. It's just like, anywhere it goes, he might lose his job anywhere it goes. Because he don't know what he's trying to do. He got in an argument with Jalen Ramsey, and now Ramsey and the Rams. Doug Marrone don't know what to do right now. 2 games to Nick Foles, and he pulled him already. Because he's trying to save a job, and he don't know what to do. Gunner got in against the Tampa Bay Bucks, and he ain't do that much better either. People know what he want to do. Now everyone know what Nick Foles want to do. It's a different type of thing when you coming out the bench and you don't really have the game plan for that person. When you finally have the job, it's different.
Possible. And maybe showing that he's got a young guy that's worth developing and investing in going forward. That to me is all this reeks of, because I can't look at all that. Like, yeah, Nick Foles was playing very bad at the start of this game, and the turnovers and things were going poorly, but I can't look at the last couple of games, albeit it's 4 straight losses now for them, one of which Gardner was the starter for.
Correct.
And say, well, yeah, that's all Nick Foles' fault.
Well, no. Well, I think when Nick Foles was healthy, they had to go back to Nick because
it wasn't his fault. Gardner Minshew was the starter because everyone know what Gardner Minshew could do. They know him now. They could game plan for him now. It's not going to be the same how it was. It's speeding right back up on him. And that's why he got in the second half and ain't do much either. That's why going forward, he probably ain't going to do that much either. You pay Nick Foles to be that guy. Because he had an off game, you take him out, and now you make Gardner Minshew the starter the rest of the season. You pay him to help y'all get back to a playoff. They were paying up because he was hurt. He finally got back. You gotta wait until like 3, 4, 5 games to see if he the guy that y'all paid him for. No, he waited 2 games and went back to Gardner Minshew. When y'all lost 4 games straight, it's still, he was a starter at the time before Nick Foles came back. And y'all lost some games with him because they know how to game plan for him because he's the guy. Gardner Minshew was the starter. Now they figure out who he was. It's the same thing with Nick Foles. Even though it's 2 games sample, but everyone know how to game plan for Nick Foles. Now it's the same thing with Gardner Minshew. The same thing the Philly did with Nick Foles is the same thing Jacksonville doing with Gardner Minshew. Like they did in Philly.
It made a significant investment.
Agreed. Absolutely.
So let's see if what we thought we saw before he broke his collarbone week 1. By the way, throwing an unbelievable touchdown against the Chiefs when he broke that collarbone. Let's see if that guy and the guy that I knew as the offensive coordinator when we were together in Philadelphia, let's see if we can get that back. That didn't happen. So now let's kind of ride this thing out with Gardner Minshew. I think this is the prudent and right thing to do for the organization. I really do.
I think it's a thing to do. Like, again, if we're going to talk sample sizes and we're deciding this about Nick Foles after 2 full games back as a starter, missing 8 games due to injury, are we really, like, I can't justify that as saying, well, we got to do this because of our investment. Like, your investment was worth 2 games to you?
The difference there is we've seen a bunch of Nick Foles since he came into the league, whether it was with Philadelphia or with the Rams.
It's like, it's only 2 games. He been missing 8 games because he messed his collarbone up. You pulled him after 2 games, and he had a bad game against Tampa Bay. And y'all pulled him out. You gotta wait till he get back into form. He missed 8 games. He's not just going. I'm ready to just go back to the guy that had that game against Kansas City. He missed half of the season. And y'all going right back to Gardner Minshew like it's gonna make any difference. It's not. They know what to do with Gunner now. Like, they don't know what to do in Jacksonville. They ran out of options because this team is about to get ripped apart and rebuilds.
Philadelphia.
Oh, I get it. But it happened in this context.
Right, but there's a much larger book on what we think Nick Foles can be and what he can't be.
But not in this context. And again, if you're the team that spent money on him, and if you're saying, well, we have to justify our investment, does 2 games coming off of injury do that? Does it even come close?
No, it doesn't. That's why I think they'll both be on the roster next year.
I think they'll both be on the roster.
I guess that's my point. This is reactionary to losing.
This is reactionary.
I think this is the beginning of a process that will go all the way up to the start of next season for both of these quarterbacks.
And so that story's done. The big news out of that is one of the big stories that came out of Minshew Mania was Gardner's dad, Flint.
Yeah.
Who became a star, right?
Flint about to be back on the scene, baby.
So what happened is, and I'm wearing the shirt, sorry in advance, the Golick Family Podcast, we had our year anniversary yesterday. We had a cake and everything. We put our show out on video as well, and we put that out yesterday, and we gave out our sorry awards, sorry in advance sorry awards. And our guest of the year was Flint Minshew.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How many guests did you have on the podcast this past year?
Flint Minshew.
There you go. So
yeah.
it's a
great guest, though.
He was damn good.
Quality over quantity.
Trophy.
Wait, if he wasn't good, we didn't have to give him the award, right?
See, people forget that.
Or you just needed an award.
Okay, but
Flint did a great job.
He did.
He was
phenomenal.
I'm not disputing any of that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying his competition wasn't very different.
Yeah. Well, we're supposed to get Darius on, and for some...
They're showing you it's going to be a quarterback competition next year. If Doug Marone's still the coach, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be a quarterback competition between Nick Foles and Gardner Minshew. 2 games, and he panicked. Y'all not in the playoff race. Just let Nick Foles get a games under him. He only had 2 games under him. He not just going to come back in form after 2 games. It's his collarbone. He can't throw like he used to in the beginning of the season because he was hurt. It was the shoulder. Like, you gotta understand. It's not just going poof. He gonna be the same guy in the beginning of the season. He missed 8 games because of that. You have to live and throw the football. You don't know if it's better or not. You gotta wait and give him a try. The 2 games you pulled him. That's a sign right there to say you don't trust me. You see me had a bad game and you pull me out. What are you brought here for? To be that quarterback. See what y'all have in Nick Foles for next season. Cause this year, y'all not making it. Either way it goes. Y'all not even in the playoff hunt. This team is crumbling up. They better rebuild this from the ground up.
Reason he just kept not being on.
That's because he's counting all his billions.
Yeah.
Darius, what do you do in your off time? Sit on money stacks?
My money.
Sit on money stacks and look at all my hundreds? Sometimes I throw them in the air and take a treasure bath because I'm Darius Rucker.
So he didn't win the
Grammy
award.
Award winner.
Flint Minshew, congratulations. Guest of the year. I'm sorry in advance.
And by the way, I think I can confirm that Flint Minshew thinks this is the right move. The Jacksonville
I
Jaguars.
believe he agrees with it as well.
All right, so let's play this game then real quick.
All right.
What do you need to see out of Minshew? Because the other thing, and you can pretend this is not part of it, but it is, Shad Khan, the owner of the Jags, is a businessman, right? He's a businessman. He made his money making something out of nothing. And they had a little something out of nothing with Minshew Mania. The mustaches, people showing. For whatever reason, he caught on, especially to that fan base. So how much of this is can we market Minshew better than Nick Foles? And how much is it can we have him play better than Nick Foles?
Listen, there's stats to look at, and then there's obviously watching somebody play and see how they play, see how they read, how they deal with situations. If you're just looking at stats, keep doing what he did. If you're over 61, 62%, you'd like to be higher, but if you're there, if you're not, don't turn the ball over. Don't turn the ball over. Don't throw interceptions. Don't get the ball knocked out of your hand. And then that's from a stat side of it. And then, like I said, there's how does he look in the pocket? Is he holding the ball too long? How's he reading downfield? Does he see in the whole field? There are things you can tell on film of what he's doing. But I think for the basics of it, I think one of the big things is keep your completion percentage up there and don't turn the ball over.
Yeah, I mean, the fun of Gardner Minshew was it was a little bit unpolished, right?
Yes.
He was a guy that would almost make some of those Johnny Manziel, Heisman.
He made those throws because no one ain't had to game plan for him. Now, the course of the season, they have tape on him. They know what to do to him now. It's a lot different now. It's gonna be a different type of outcome now. If he do bad, they'll go back to Nick Foles. This is a coach that don't know what he have right now.
Rico. Yeah, it would make some of those Manziel, Texas A&M Heisman type plays where you're going around in the pocket and you drop the ball and you pick it back up and you still have the wherewithal to make a great play. Like, that's the bottom line is, yes, his personality was fun, him showing up in jean shorts and the mustache and the headband is all
I'm
great.
sorry, did you say jean shorts?
Shorts.
Yeah.
In Jacksonville, they're jorts, man. Come on.
Hi everyone, thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, more